Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Great Awakening Generator. I'm your host, Rose McNair, and today we are doing another episode in our series called Tapping Techniques with Barb or Barbara Starke. Hello, Barb. How are you?
Hi, Rose. I'm well, thanks. Lovely to be here again.
That's great. That's great. So nice to see you. Now, I was going to introduce our topic for the day, but I think we want to do a little bit of a back or feedback on our last episode, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very interested to hear. We worked on your cravings with bounties.
Yes.
So, what have you noticed? What's changed, if anything, since we did that session?
Okay, everyone, I've got to say, so what Barbara is talking about, or Bob's talking about, is the bounty chocolate bars that we have from the supermarket. And I had been the crash test, I won't say the D word, for how we work with tapping in terms of food cravings. And so I had a bounty chocolate bar here and we did it. So catch episode 2, right? That was about food cravings. But here's what happened. So since that day, so after I tasted it whilst we were doing the exercise, I didn't feel like eating it. I actually put it away in the fridge, and then later on after dinner, I thought, oh, I feel like I could, maybe I just have something like instead of having dessert, I'll have a piece of chocolate. And so I had it and that was okay. And between then and now, I've only had one bounty. And weirdly so, it does not taste as decadent as I thought it was. I have no idea how that happened. And I'm quite like, oh, yeah, no, it's all right. I could leave it at, not really. No, just okay. So I feel like I've crossed the threshold with that. And yeah, perhaps my sweet cravings have reduced too, because I think about other things that I've been having. I usually have xylitol in my tea or when I have the one coffee in a day. But even that, I'm finding that I'm not having as many hot, sweet drinks, like beverages. Yeah. So I think it was great that I that we had that exercise. I feel like something moved and changed for me.
That's great. What was it like before? Before that session, what were you like with your bounty bars?
Well, pretty much I would have maybe 3 a week because
Wow.
I try try not to eat sweets every day because my genetics do not allow me to have that much sugar.
Yeah.
Even one bounty bar is probably um the least, not the path of least resistance, let's say that. But I would crave it if I just crave sugar. And then the thing that would come to mind is the bounty bar. But that last one that I had also, it felt like, or tasted a little bit stale, not so fresh. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm okay with that. Just, it was interesting how it was sweeter. It's like sicky sweet after we'd gone through the tapping, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's incredible. It'd be interesting to sort of catch up perhaps in 6 months or something as well.
See what happens
Just
there.
to see,
Yeah.
just to
Yeah.
see if the results are lasting.
Yes, exactly. Because I'm willing to give up those things that I'm willing to replace those things that I crave, for example, with things that are really healthy and good for me.
Mm.
I had some birthday cake yesterday, and I'm gluten free, but I ate the top of it, because it was my daughter couldn't get something gluten free for me, and so it was her birthday, and so we just had cake. And it was a tiramisu cake. And in my head, I was imagining I'll have a piece of it because it had these it must have lady fingers between the tiramisu, but was actually a cake with liqueur on it.
Wow.
But I found that bit of cream, that the part that I did eat, really too sweet for me. So I think that perhaps something has changed, and I'm really happy with that because, maybe even later on to do more work on it, because I feel like the sugar cravings represent things that I'm so unconscious of.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so it's important to address it and say, well, I can function without it, especially that sugar in my genetics is something that's a big no. Yeah. So that was it. I hope that was satisfying to hear.
Yeah, that's a really good result. It's a really good result.
Yeah, and to anybody watching, I would say try that for yourself, because but also remember that this is not deep level stuff. It's just one of those things. So anything that comes out of that, you will need to maybe get some professional help with it,
Yeah.
because that was not deep. Those things could lead to deeper things. Yeah. Anyway, so today our topic is resistance to exercise. So, Bob, resistance to exercise. Why are we talking about this topic?
Well, resistance to exercise is quite a big topic. Just before we go there, I just want to mention those couple of disclaimers again, that
Yes.
anything that we do today does not replace the advice or care of your doctor or specialist. And if you're under any treatment, speak to them before just continuing it. And also for the people watching, that if you get triggered, I ask you to encourage self-care, that you actually tap along with us. We are going to be keeping this light today, the exercise one. But tap along with us, and with that, you're borrowing benefits and you're also calming your systems. You're sending those calming systems to your brain as we're doing the work. And if you stay elevated, by all means, contact me through my website, and drink water before, during,
Yes.
and after to help flush out the toxins.
Yes.
So, yeah, resistance to exercise. This is such a common thing. So many people join the gym, go 3 times, and spend a year's membership. And a lot of people, I think, find that they will start something, they'll start getting fit, they'll start getting in shape, they'll start feeling good, and then all the things will get in the way, will come up in life, and they just won't do it. So they're always aiming, and we're all told, you need to exercise, you need to be fit, conditioned to look like this. So what's underlying a lot of the time, we'll work on the upper levels at the moment, but quite often underneath that, you have got the deeper core beliefs playing out in the unconscious.
Yes.
And some of those may surface today or may not. So exercise is important. It's a great stress relief. It's great to keep everything flowing, the lymph and everything flowing through your body. It's great for sleep. So we all want to be exercising, and many of us struggle with maintaining it. So I think it's a real beneficial thing to be able to keep that exercise up.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I agree with that, and I used to be one of those people that paid a gym membership fee and did not go as much, and used to feel terribly guilty about it and all of that. And I'm no longer that person. However, I do have a fitness trainer who I now see maybe once in 2 weeks. And but what I find is, and everything she's done with me in terms of the exercise, I've got my weights here, I've got those bands here, I've got the little kettlebell, all of that. But they just sit and collect dust. And so that week that I don't go to her, I could do some form of exercise. And we just had this conversation a couple of months ago, and I had said to her, yes, that time that I usually come to you on a Monday, I will take that time to do my exercise. I've got this beautiful yoga mat that I can lie on and all that, but I'm just never motivated to do it, and I don't even know why. And it'd be great if I could do it, because I need it. If anything, to be like flexible and pain-free and all of that. I walk every day because of the dog, but I can tell you, if the dog was not there, would not be walking every day. So,
thank goodness for the dog.
Thank goodness for the dog, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I understand. And it'd be great to understand the reasoning behind that, actually, as to why we don't want to do this exercise, why we throw away money and we don't want to do the exercise we're supposed to do. Okay.
That's right.
So
okay,
I'm ready.
so you're ready. So
I'm
just
ready.
one question that always interests me with this is, how good are you at avoiding exercise? How well have you perfected that?
Very good, I think. Very good. I'm very good at it because, yeah, I mean, yeah, if that dog did not nag me, I'd not go out there. If the weather was like, yeah, I don't get me wrong, I do love keeping fit and being in nature and things like that. But I think I do it every other day, even, or maybe I do it twice a week. I've gone through times when I did not even walk for 2 weeks. So there you go.
Yeah, because I'll do things like I'll stay up late, and
Oh
then
yeah.
in the morning I wake up, I'm tired, I'm too tired for exercise and I'm too busy. I've woken up late and I've got these things to do and I just can't do the exercise.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's one of the great things that I'll do.
Okay. One of the other things I would do is, I'm so busy with work.
So busy.
And of course, that's not a lie. I'm busy with work, but who says work is always going to take precedence over that for me? And I'm like, oh my gosh, no, if I go away for that 1 hour, can I afford to leave my desk? Yes, I'm working from home, but no, can I afford to leave my desk? I was like, no, I don't think so. I have to meet that deadline. Oh, we've got GST due. And yeah, by the way, GST is due tomorrow, but this is my accounting work. And, I also am a training consultant. So like, I'd rather just do all that work in front of the computer and I'd rather do that than go do some fitness and be out in nature.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just do a little bit of tapping around that. So you're resistant to exercise at home. So you've got a resistance to exercise at home. You're fine every other week. You go to your personal trainer, but when you're at home, it just doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen.
You come up with all the reasons under the sun. Yeah. Mainly you're too busy at work.
Yes, too busy working, or I need to walk the dog, or I don't even think about it. I mean, gosh, it's far from my mind. Only when I get to my trainer, then I'm like, oh yeah, okay, we're doing this now.
Yeah. And what are your thoughts? How do you feel when you're not doing that exercise at home?
I don't care.
That's
sorry. It's the truth. I'm like, I don't even think about it. I was like, okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, no, it doesn't occur to me that I should care about that. I've got so many other things happening. For goodness sake, do you know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. Can you hear the protest in this? Can you hear the resistance in this? No, just don't worry. It's okay.
I don't care. Okay. So how strong, like, do you actually feel a resistance to exercise?
I feel like, one, I'm always positive about doing it when I'm doing it. Right. So
you're always
I'm positive. I'm always positive about it. I like exercise. I like it. When I do it, I like it. My trainer is mostly very happy with me because I'm quite enthusiastic about the things I do. But it's about, can I be bothered with taking the yoga mat out and putting it on the middle of the lounge floor and lying there and giving my time to that when I'm home? Can I be bothered with doing that part of it? Oh my gosh, procrastination. Oh gosh, that's too much effort. It's like,
absolutely. It might even be exercise. So so what number, just to follow the proper tapping steps, what intensity have you got on that resistance to exercise?
I think it'd probably be, if 10 was the highest resistance, I'd say it's a 10. Because I don't do it, so it doesn't occur to me. So it's like, okay,
yeah, okay. And do you feel that resistance in your body, or do you have a block in front of you, or
a block? It's
how
definitely,
would you describe that resistance?
So it's definitely a block because I don't think about it. It doesn't. I don't even go there in my thought patterns. And, I sit and do my meditation in a chair all the way over there that you can see it. And the yoga mat is behind it.
Yeah.
And I mean, you think about that. That's my chair that I sit there and I have all my meditative moments and stuff like that, right? And like, even in meditation, I'm not thinking about that yoga mat that's getting hidden behind it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's do a little bit of tapping. So even though this is actually quite a big thing for me.
This is actually quite a big thing for me.
It's so big, I don't even think about it.
It's so big, I don't even think about it.
And I completely accept myself just the way I am.
And I completely accept myself just the way I am.
Yeah. Even though I have a real block.
Even though I have a real block.
To exercise.
At home.
I'm willing to love and accept myself anyway.
I'm willing to love and accept myself anyway.
I am really resistant to exercise.
I am really resistant to exercise.
And I'm open to being curious about this.
And I'm open to being curious about this.
I don't know why I do this. Yeah. This block.
This
resistant to exercise.
This resistance to exercise.
I'm so resistant. I don't even think about it.
I don't even think about it.
It doesn't even cross my mind.
It doesn't even cross my mind.
And I don't care.
And I don't care.
I actually don't care.
I actually don't care.
It's too hard to get that yoga mat out.
It's too hard to get that yoga mat out.
That could actually be exercise.
It could actually be exercise.
Just getting the yoga mat out.
Just getting the yoga mat out.
I'm so resistant to exercise.
I'm so resistant to exercise.
I walk every day,
I walk every day,
but only because I've got the dog.
but only because I've got the dog.
And I wouldn't mind doing that every other day,
And I wouldn't mind doing that every other day,
or even every other week.
or even every other week.
I'm great with the personal trainer.
I'm great with a personal trainer.
I can travel all the way to the gym
I can travel all the way to the gym
for my personal training,
for my personal training,
but I can't get that yoga mat out.
but I can't get the yoga mat out.
It really just doesn't make any sense to me.
It really just doesn't make any sense to me.
And maybe it makes perfect sense.
And maybe it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, maybe there's a reason for this.
Maybe there's a reason for this.
That's buried so deep
It's buried so deep
that I don't even know what it is.
that I don't even know what it is.
But I really can't be bothered.
But I really can't be bothered.
I'm getting along just fine
I'm getting along just fine
without this exercise.
without this exercise. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Just take a nice breath in and out, Rose. What's coming up for you there?
And I should really do this. It's like almost like what I'm feeling is it's like I'm so unconscious about it. It's like I've just pushed it out of my brain. It's not on my radar at all. It's like surprising how far off my radar that is.
Yeah.
And yet it's such a wonderful thing to do. And what the heck is wrong with me that I'm not I'm
Yeah.
resisting it?
So let's just tap on that a little bit, even
though
I'm really resisting this.
I am really resisting this.
It's just dawning on me.
It's just dawning on me
And it's buried so deeply.
that it's buried so deeply.
And I really should be doing this exercise.
And I really should be doing this exercise.
But it's way off my radar.
But it's way off my radar.
I don't even consider it.
I don't even consider it.
And I love and accept myself anyway.
And I love and accept myself anyway.
Yeah. This is amazing.
This is amazing.
It's right off my radar.
It's right off my radar. Oh my gosh.
And I realize I should be exercising.
And I realize I should be exercising.
It would be really good for me.
It would be really good for me.
And it would be so easy.
And it would be so easy.
All I have to do is get that yoga mat out.
All I have to do is get that yoga mat out.
But I really don't want to get that yoga mat out.
But I really don't want to get that yoga mat out.
Yeah. And I can't really be bothered.
And I can't really be bothered.
I should be doing this.
I should be doing this.
But I can't be bothered.
But I can't be bothered.
Yeah. I don't understand it.
I don't understand it.
This is buried so deeply.
This is buried so deeply.
And I enjoy working.
And I enjoy working.
I'd much rather be working.
I'd much rather be working. Oh my gosh.
I could work 12 hours a day.
I could work 12 hours a day.
And that way I wouldn't have to exercise.
And that way I wouldn't have to exercise.
I enjoy working so much.
I enjoy working so much. Oh
And
my
I
gosh.
do enjoy exercising.
And I do enjoy exercising.
Yeah. My personal trainer's really impressed with me.
My personal trainer is really impressed with me.
Yeah. I enjoy exercising with my personal trainer.
I enjoy exercising with my personal trainer.
I enjoy working.
I enjoy working.
I'd much rather work
I'd much rather work
than exercise at home.
than exercise at home.
And I really don't understand it.
And I really don't understand it.
Maybe there is a reason.
Maybe there is a reason.
I wonder what that could be.
I wonder what that could be.
This resistance to exercise.
This resistance to exercise.
I've got a real block.
I've got a real block.
Just take a nice breath in and out. What's coming up for you now, Rose?
A few things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Things you're happy to share?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So things coming up for me is I'm always in a hurry. I have to do that work. If I don't do that work, I don't get paid. Everything else takes a back seat, except for the things I really have to do that is in my face, because the work is still more important than anything else. So once I get through those things I have to do, like walk the dog because he needs it, then I'll come back and do it. So I'll do the work, and that's actually, to be honest, it's not working out like that at this point, because I'm time poor. Only because my timelines have changed completely, and I am no longer on the timeline of the planet. It just doesn't feel like I have enough hours in the day to do the things I'm doing. So yeah, but work is not, when I talk about work, it's not this that we're doing. The work I'm talking about is my accounting work that I do. And I've figured now, once we just did this, I have a mindset about the importance of work. It's a mindset. And although the amount of work has changed, as in it's reduced, my mindset continues.
What is your mindset? Do you know what your mindset is?
That's paramount. Work is always important to do. And that is just the most important thing. It is just, there is nothing more important than that.
And is that the actual truth?
It isn't the truth. The truth is that, I mean, why do we work? Because we need to live. What's important about working is that it gives you the yield of money. But that's one aspect of life. It's not all the aspects of life. Yes, it makes life easier to have money, but it's wow. What a loaded topic, but okay.
Yes, it can go quite deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So how true is it for you that work is paramount, is the most important thing? Not to your thinking mind, but to the life that you've been living.
It's very true.
Yeah.
It's
So
very true. Yeah.
If 100% was it's absolutely true, what percentage would you put on it that work is paramount and the most important thing?
Probably about 90.
Yeah, it's pretty high.
It's pretty high. Yeah.
And that's how you're living your life. So
Yes.
that is actually right. Your belief, you are living to that belief.
That's right.
What happens if work is paramount, like at a 90%? What happens to your life?
Everything stops outside of that. Or it slows down, not stops necessarily, but only the things that are absolutely important and cannot be put on hold will be addressed in that time. I am so used to, when I think about I think about my whole working life, I am so used to living life like that. I have always lived life like that. And this just highlighted that to me. So it's big.
Yes. So when you're working at that level where work is 90% of your life, is what it sounds.
Yeah.
What effect does that have on the rest of your life? And how do you support yourself? What's the best way for you to support yourself in achieving that 90%?
If we're talking about exercise, then having that appointment to go to my fitness trainer and having that time away from the desk and doing that fitness training. And so that for me always feels like, because when I was employed full time, I was working like maybe 60 hours a week, some of my projects, and doing project work like the wee hours of the morning, etc., meeting deadlines, all of that. If I took that 1 hour and I went to my fitness trainer, I felt like I had given myself something. I did something for me. It was easy and all of that. And it was easy because I had a lot, that amount of work often yields good money. And so I could have the luxury of those things, like seeing the trainer more than once if I needed to, you know, that sort of thing. And, you know, in a week. But now that the pace is not there, I don't know how to get off the mindset of it.
Right. Yeah. Okay, cool. So you're not operating at 90% work at the moment, but you have been, and you've still got the mindset.
I've still got the mindset for it because, yeah, I'm not operating at 90%. And to be honest, I'm not operating at 90% because I actually have come to realize I'm not going to be able to cope with that 90% anymore.
Yeah.
The way I was working. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're working hard, what helps you to cope with that working hard?
Keeping fit, eating properly. You know, yeah, look, I even did it as recently as last year for about 4 or 5 months. And had I stayed on that contract, I would have continued to be like that. And yeah,
so if you're working at 90% and keeping fit is a part of being able to maintain that, what happens when you don't keep that fitness up, but you're working at that level?
I just feel unwell.
Yeah. And when you feel unwell, and when you feel unwell, how much are you able to maintain that mindset, that 90%?
Can I tell you that even with feeling unwell, I maintain the 90% in, you know, it's like, but it's long suffering. It's not, you know, it's not easy. It's a lot of, like, I'm quite uncomfortable in my body and things like that because, you know, I do have rheumatoid. I was diagnosed with rheumatoid. So, you know, you can imagine having rheumatoid and being inflexible and not being able to move your fingers properly, and you're trying to type, you know, and you've got to type all the stuff, and you've got all the stuff, you're rushing to get it done, and you know, for go live, whatever. So it's not a very comfortable physical experience at that 90%, even though, you know, because I still maintain the 90%. I still meet all my deadlines, even though I'm unwell.
Yeah. Okay. So just checking that 10%, that number 10 that you had on this block, this resistance to exercise, is still at a 10?
No, it's not a 10.
What number is that? What number is that?
It's probably down to maybe a 7 because I'm starting to realize my epiphany, and I've just had an epiphany, and I'm starting to realize some things I go through on a daily basis because I'm always stressed out about making deadlines with my current work, even now.
Yeah. Okay.
And I can't seem to make the deadlines because I can't seem to do the work when I should do it because I'm not motivated to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that 7 now, is that 7 up when you just tap on the side of your hand and focusing it on that 7, this resistance to exercise?
This resistance to exercise.
Just notice if anything is showing up in your body. Is that resistance showing up anywhere in your body?
Maybe a little bit in my breathing.
Your breathing?
Yeah.
Yep. What's happening with your breath?
Almost feels like it's a labored breathing. It's almost like stress breathing.
Yeah. So even though
I've
got this labored breathing in my chest,
I
accept that this is the way it is for now.
I accept that this is the way it is for now.
Even though I've got this labored breathing in my chest.
This
is quite stressful.
Yeah,
and I've had a bit of an epiphany. I realize I've been carrying this belief. And living this belief. That work is paramount. Is the most important thing. And I love and accept myself anyway. Work is paramount. And it's the most important thing. And I've been trying to step away from that. But I realize I still have that mindset. And that's blocking me from doing things that I want to do. Like exercising. I really enjoy exercising. And it's great for stress relief. Choosing to be curious about this. Yeah. This block to exercise.
This block to exercise.
There's a resistance to it.
Is a resistance to it.
Work is paramount.
Work is paramount.
It's the most important thing.
It's the most important thing.
And everything goes by the way.
And everything goes by the way.
So of course I feel good.
So of course I feel good.
When I'm meeting those work deadlines.
When I'm meeting those work deadlines. Oh,
because
God.
work is paramount.
Because work is paramount.
And I will put work before everything.
And I will put work before everything. Oh my gosh, I just had another epiphany. Sorry, but let's carry on.
Yeah. I know that exercise is real important.
I know that exercise is real important.
And eating good food is really important.
And eating really good food is important.
And they can help me when I'm working so hard.
And they can help me when I'm working so hard.
But they go by the way.
But they go by the way.
Because I'm so busy.
Because I'm so busy.
I've got those deadlines to meet.
I've got those deadlines to meet. Oh, gosh.
And work is paramount.
And work is paramount.
Work is paramount.
Work is paramount. Oh my gosh.
This laboured breathing.
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 This resistance to exercise.
This resistance to exercise.
This resistance to exercise.
This resistance to exercise.
It's helping confirm for me.
It's helping confirm for me.
That work is paramount.
That work is paramount.
This laboured breathing.
This laboured breathing.
This laboured breathing.
This laboured breathing.
All of these epiphanies.
All of these epiphanies. Oh my gosh.
You take a nice breath in and out. Nice relaxing breath in and out.
I've got to take another breath, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh. Yes. This is going to be fun, and it is fun. Oh my gosh. Wow.
We were going to keep this light, weren't we?
I know, but guess what? I just realized a few things again.
Yeah,
I don't actually eat properly when I'm busy like that. I actually forget to eat when I am busy like that. I forget the time. And it's not like I can't have the food or I can't buy good food. It probably is in the fridge. I just haven't taken the time to prepare it. Okay. Also,
yeah.
Go on.
No, carry on talking, please.
And they're doing that work. How important it is about, that's because it shows that I feel valued in it. I feel something in it that, oh my gosh, we didn't expect to go this. That gives me a sense of worth doing the work, the important work. Putting it there, and it makes me feel like I'm flying and I'm achieving. And yet other things are on the bandwagon that should actually be important for day-to-day processing and supporting me.
Yeah.
I don't even have fun when I'm working. I just like work, weekends. And I think this is why I'm resistant to what I currently do. What I currently do is easy, but I'm as bored to death with it right now. And it's interesting because I sit at the computer, start to do the work, and I want to fall asleep. I want to go lie down and sleep.
That makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
Right. So you see now you and I are talking here. I'm doing this. The dog has been in and out. He's not once disturbed us. But let me sit down with my accounting work. And he can't cope with it. He keeps coming back and forth. And it's like, come on, let's go.
Picking up on the energy. So what we would do now is that, like, we've opened a little bit up.
Yes.
So just to take a register again, how strong was that block? It was at a 7.
I think for me, I guess I know the block is there. Yeah. It's not at a 7. It's probably more like it's halfway there, because I have to figure out how I make this easy for myself. And that's me thinking ahead of myself and probably not part of this process that you'd be doing. But it's not my problem. We're going to do this now, and that's going to work itself out. That's what the tapping is going to do. I don't have to figure it out. It's going to work with the tapping. Yeah.
That's right. So what number have you got on that block right now, Rose?
Probably about a 5-4 at this point.
Okay, cool. So what we would do now, like we can keep tapping generally.
Okay.
And bring those levels down to actually release this belief for you that work is paramount. What we need to find is specific memories or what is holding this up. So this work at paramount belief, where does that come from? If I was just to ask you, you may know without us delving too deeply. And you don't need to be specific, like, is that a family generational type thing that you've learned?
Yeah, so I think this is, I'm not unique in this, where we've been brought up being told you must work and you must have ethics and if you're committed to this thing, you've got to give it your all. It's the most important thing, because it's a thing that you need to live, so you need to earn money. And so, and that's just it. It's generational. It's like what we saw our parents doing, our grandparents doing. Well, that's been programmed in us, right? Most of us here on the planet, because most of us are not part of the 1% that's the richest. So we have to work.
Yeah, that's right. And so did other members of your family or other people in authority as you grew up, did you witness them doing what you're doing now, where work was paramount?
Yes, absolutely. My dad's life was all about working and providing for us. And I have a huge respect for my dad, for what he did, because he had 5 daughters and a wife who was a stay-at-home mum. And I have such huge respect for my dad because of what he did and the sacrifices he made for us. And here was somebody leaving home at 5 o'clock in the morning every day, depending on which shift he was working, and coming and so I have huge respect for him. So I saw that. I never once thought I don't want to do that, because when it came my turn to be leaving home, I didn't have his type of work. I worked in an office. But when it came my turn for doing that type of work, I just, we had a time where we used to leave home at 5:30 in the morning because we belonged to a lift club. And I just took it that's what I have to do. Although I started work at 8 o'clock in the morning, but we belonged to lift club and everybody had to be there at various times. So we did that one time and leave home at 5:30 in the morning and come back home at 7 o'clock in the evening. And I mean, like, what kind of life was that? Like, life was all about working, right? And so, and I just did it. And currently I have family members who I don't have contact with these family members, but I hear how they work. They work like till 8, 9 o'clock at night, because they do not live in New Zealand. They live overseas. And that's the work culture. And it's the culture we come from, South African culture. Unemployment is so high in South Africa. So any job you have to look after it, and you give it your best shot, and you have to be seen as doing everything right. So there you go. That's
So it's sort of ingrained in you from your upbringing and through your dad, who's a very honourable man, supporting mum and all of your sisters and you.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so depends how much you want to carry on today and how deep you want to go. So what we would do now is that we would explore that a bit more, and we'd find specific events around that are supporting this belief, and then we would work to release the emotions out of those specific events, and that would help that belief to collapse and reframe.
Okay. Yeah. It's some work to be done there. Definitely some work to be done there.
And this is going to lead into the money work that we're going to do as well. We'll probably find that that brings us right back to
do I know that already? I was already thinking that. It was like, oh my gosh, okay.
Yeah.
Going hand in hand. And all it was about exercise, for goodness sake. We were only talking about exercise.
Yes, but this work is paramount, and the belief around money and needing to support and work and earn money, that's underpinning a lot of what's going on in your life. I think that's one of the big things.
Exactly. And just, at the moment, I feel like the circumstances around work for me, and how I have been, I have less work. I have tried to get more work, as anybody would do. and there is just, the door's just not opening to it.
Yeah. Yeah. So for the people watching today that are having resistance around exercise, we actually went a lot deeper. But so what we could do now is, if you would think now, like, it's time for me to go and get my yoga mat out. I'm just going to park all that we've worked on, because we'll come back to that in the money type thing.
Yes.
And just to show what you can do on a daily basis when you've got resistance to exercise. So say now you're thinking, right, it's my time. I need to go do this yoga now, or do this exercise now. You know, it's good for me, all of this, etc. Can you imagine yourself now going to get your yoga mat and doing some exercise? How resistant are you to doing that?
Yeah. I'm not there yet. I can't say I'm at one, but it's a bit of work to be done in terms of that. Yeah.
So this is what we would actually do. We would actually tap on that resistance to get your yoga mat out.
Yes.
So
yes.
What number resistance have you got?
I'm going to say at that point 5. It's still 5.
Okay. And where's that 5 showing up? Is your body, do you feel like just, no, I'm not going to? Is it a pain somewhere, or
it's
what
a thought?
Is it?
It's a thought. It's a thought,
okay.
like, oh, okay, can I actually see myself doing that?
Yeah.
And that's, gosh, really? How, you know? And I don't understand it. It shouldn't be like
that. Even though I really don't want to get that yoga mat out.
I really don't want to get that yoga mat out.
It's just a thought.
It's just a thought.
And I accept that this is the way it is for now.
And I accept that this is the way it is for now.
We'll just go to the top of the head. I really don't want to get that yoga mat out.
I really don't want to get that yoga mat out.
Why would I get that yoga mat out?
Why would I get that yoga mat out?
I don't want to exercise.
I don't want to exercise.
It's just a thought.
It's just a thought.
I really don't want to get that yoga mat out.
I really don't want to get the yoga mat out.
I've got this 5 resistance.
I've got this, sorry, what resistance? I've got this
level 5 resistance.
I've got this level 5 resistance.
I really don't want to get that yoga mat out.
I really don't want to get that yoga mat out.
I don't care whether I exercise or not.
I don't care whether I exercise or not. Oh, gosh.
To the top of the head again. Yeah, I don't want to get that yoga mat out.
I don't want to get that yoga mat out.
All of this resistance.
All of this resistance.
I can't even imagine getting that yoga mat out.
Can't even imagine getting the yoga mat out.
It's just not on my radar.
It's just not on my radar. Oh,
I've got other things to do.
I've got other things to do.
That are way more important.
That are way more important.
I really don't want to get that yoga mat out.
I really don't want to get that yoga mat out.
Why would I want to do that?
Why would I want to do that?
Top of the head, I might start feeling good about myself.
I might start feeling good about myself.
My body might start feeling good.
My body might start feeling good.
It might improve my energy levels.
Might improve my energy levels.
Yeah, I might feel really good about myself.
I might feel really good about myself.
I might be able to say, wow, I did some exercise today.
I might be able to say, wow, I did some exercise today.
And that's really good for me.
And that's really good for me.
That's really good for stress relief.
It's really good for stress relief.
And yoga is good for so many things on so many levels.
And yoga is good for so many things on so many levels.
I can't imagine why I would do that.
I can't imagine why I would do that.
I really don't want to get that yoga mat out.
I really don't want to get that yoga mat out.
I really don't understand it.
I really don't understand it.
I don't understand it.
I don't understand it.
This resistance to exercise.
This resistance to exercise.
I can't see any benefit in getting that yoga mat out.
I can't see any benefit in getting that yoga mat out.
Yeah, this resistance.
This resistance.
It's just a thought.
It's just a thought.
Yeah. Just take a nice breath in and out.
Oh, I need to do that one. And then this one.
Yeah. What number have you got on that resistance to getting that yoga mat out now?
Maybe we're at a 3. I think we're at a 3. And I think it's a work in progress, because I tell you what, if I'm suddenly taking the yoga mat out tomorrow, I'll be messaging you.
So that 3, where's that 3 showing up?
I just felt a bit of tiredness in the.
Whereabouts is that tiredness?
Yes, it's again in my chest. It's like.
Okay. So this tiredness in my chest,
this tiredness in my chest,
this level 3 resistance,
this level 3 resistance,
top of the head, this tiredness in my chest,
this tiredness in my chest,
this level 3 resistance.
this level 3 resistance.
I can't imagine taking that yoga mat out tomorrow.
Can't imagine taking that yoga mat out tomorrow.
I'll let the world know if I do.
I'll let the world know if I do.
Really not on my radar.
It's really not on my radar.
This tiredness in my chest,
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 this tiredness in my chest.
this tiredness in my chest.
And just take another nice breath in and out.
Yes.
And what happened to that tiredness in your chest?
Started to yawn it out.
Yeah, good, good. And what,
That's a good sign, eh?
What level would you put on that resistance now?
We're at a 1. We're at a 1.
We're at a 1. Cool.
Sorry.
And where is that 1 showing up?
My solar plexus.
Cool. I have this level 1. What does it feel like in your solar plexus?
Just a bit of like an older breath. It's a whole bunch of breath. Like a breath,
yeah. I have this level 1 breath in my solar plexus.
I have a level 1 breath in my solar plexus.
This resistance to getting that yoga mat out.
This resistance to getting the yoga mat out.
Yeah, it's in my solar plexus.
In my solar plexus.
This breath.
This breath.
This resistance to getting the yoga mat out.
This resistance to getting the yoga mat out.
There's no way I could let go of this.
There's no way I could let go of this.
Yoga could not become more important.
Yoga could not become more important.
I could not become more important.
I could not become more important.
Maybe I can.
Maybe I can. Maybe I
This
can.
resistance in my solar plexus.
This resistance in my solar plexus.
This resistance in my solar plexus.
This resistance in my solar plexus.
Another nice breath in and out. And what's happened to that resistance now?
Oh, pretty much gone. Oh, sorry. It's like...
That's good. That's releasing energy. That's exactly what would have happened.
I just find it very interesting that it's been in my chest and my solar plexus zone. That I felt that. Because, you know, one of the things I have done when I'm really stressed out is I hold my breath. I do shallow breathing. That's one of the reasons why I started into meditation and to relieve my stress, because I do that shallow breathing thing. And it's all in that zone. And yeah, I felt some warm heat on the back of me as well before I started all that yawning.
Nice.
That's really nice.
All energy moving. Yeah. What's the likelihood you'll get your yoga mat out tomorrow?
Very, very strong, actually.
It's strong.
It's a strong likelihood. It's a strong likelihood because I do love it, you know. And this is the confusion about why you love it so much. Why don't you do this then? Like, you know, what is the thing? Why do you feel you have less hours in the day? Definitely, I have some mind blocks about time. I know where that started. I have felt that more, that has come to the forefront a lot in my, you know, my later years, or like recently. And that time issue is coming from childhood.
Yeah, so just tap in again, Rose. So even though I had a really strong resistance to exercise.
I had a really strong resistance to exercise.
And getting that yoga mat out.
And getting the yoga mat out.
Maybe I'm feeling differently about it now.
Maybe I'm feeling differently about it now.
Yeah. I just might get that yoga mat out tomorrow.
I just might get the yoga mat out tomorrow.
I mean, I really love yoga.
I really love yoga.
And it's so good for me.
And it's so good for me.
And I'm feeling now that I could actually get that yoga mat out.
I'm feeling now that I could actually get the yoga mat out.
Yeah. I can't understand why I've been resisting it.
Can't understand why I've been resisting it.
It's a time thing.
It's a time thing.
Yeah, maybe I can make time for yoga.
Maybe I can make time for yoga.
I really love doing yoga.
I really love doing yoga.
And I feel so good when I do it.
And I feel so good when I do it.
Yeah.
Good. Wow.
That's
my
fantastic.
Goodness.
Yeah. So that's really good. So just wanted to remind everybody to drink water, have a drink of water. I hope everybody's been tapping along as well. And what's more, be interesting to hear how you go, Rose, and
Yeah.
with the yoga. And of course, you know now that there's a lot under this, which is probably, and that explains why people can go, you know, give up on the gym and things like that. So they'll go for a little while and then they'll stop.
It's a resistance to something, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's belief
It's,
systems.
it's confirming those core beliefs.
That's right. That's the one.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Good. All right. Bob, anything else before we say goodbye to everyone?
No, that's all. Everybody enjoy your exercise. I expect the whole of New Zealand to be getting up and starting to exercise tomorrow.
Oh, thank you so much. That was so incredible, by the way. It's so much stuff, like light bulbs went on in my head about what exactly is going on with me.
Yeah. So it's important, actually, I will mention it's important to let that all process.
Very important.
So you take some time for yourself and allow it to process and drink water.
That's right. So yeah, it's a good exercise. And also remember that, hey, I'm also feeling some warmth now in my solar plexus. It's all right.
No.
I'll be with you soon. Okay. I'll come soon. This is the doggy. I'll be back soon.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
They like to join in.
They definitely like to join in. Oh, sorry, that was your head. So what was I going to say that I've just been distracted with now? You know, thank you so much, Barb, for doing this with me. And I know that it's beneficial for the collective. And this is an amazing way that you're reaching out to reach people beyond just doing your one-to-one sessions. And I thank you so much for your time and that you're giving away this time to us, because it is for the collective. And what an amazing way to expand and reach many people in one go.
Yeah. Thank you, Rose. Thank you for the platform and the ability to do just that.
You're very welcome. I'm so glad to do this. Yeah.
Yeah. For putting yourself there at the coalface.
Yes, it's good to, what I'll say about putting myself there is good to know that there are things that I learn on the spot, but there are things that I've already known, I've wondered about, and then suddenly this happens and I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. You know, that sort of thing. So it's good to know that. And I will, when the time happens, I will do some things privately with you in terms of in-depth clearing of that stuff, because I know that I need to change some things. So, you know, that was really good. So I thank you for that, because it's like, for me, doing this and being the crash test means that I get to have a real experience. And I'm really, really grateful and thankful to you for that. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Right. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Well, everyone, thank you so much. We'll join you in the next, or join us at the next episode, because that was going to be, what's it called, Barb? Boom and bust, right?
Boom and bust. Yeah.
And it's about, it's about paisa, money, leather. I'm using other language. Paisa is money in one of the Indian languages. Yeah, it's about the bucks, you know. So we want to find our blocks in there, by the way, people. Very important. Yeah. Yes. All right. Thank you so much, Barbara Stark, Barb Stark. I say that twice because Barbara comes out and then I hear myself say Barb. But we love you for doing this with us. We really appreciate you. And
thank you.
Great. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll catch you next time here on the Great Awakening Generator. Bye-bye.